All right, here we go again. We are back with the Ricky Gervais Guide to the last one, right? I think it's the last one. I think. Comic Relief special episode. Well, let's just get right into it, to be honest. I don't know. I don't even know what to add. We will not be following the three simple rules, which are no pausing, no blah blah intro, some yada yada at the end, because I don't know. I feel like with this format, I kind of want to pause a little bit and just share how I feel about certain things, because if I wait till the end, Karl would have said so much nonsense that there's no way I would remember everything that he said. This is why I pause. Well, and that was a blah blah intro. Anyway, Lego.
St. Francis of Assisi once said, "Where there is charity and wisdom, there is neither fear nor ignorance." Acts of human charity have been documented since the beginning of recorded history. Yet even now, in the most democratic and economically advanced nations, charity is still necessary. Does this mean that charitable acts are failing to effect meaningful change? Should charity even be the responsibility of individual citizens, or is it the obligation of government? Do handouts make people lazy and dependent, instead of resourceful and responsible for their own livelihoods?
I'm looking forward, to the three of them just having a real in-depth discussion and just, like nonsense. Just get to the part where you crap on Karl.
Is it every man for himself, or are we all in this together? To discuss these questions and more, I'm joined by Stephen Merchant, award-winning writer and graduate of the University of Warwick.
Hello.
And Karl Pilkington. Gonk.
Right. So, Red Nose Day, Comic Relief, has come round again.
Yeah, Red Nose Day is obviously the very specific date in the calendar for the whole generic term Comic Relief, I think.
It's normally when the telecast happens.
Yeah.
People know that that's the day when they can dress up, do charitable acts. But of course, Comic Relief is a charity that's working all the time for disenfranchised all over the world.
And you can go to the website all year round, which is comicrelief.com.
Is this still going on? I have no idea, to be honest. I don't hear about any like Comic Relief red nose things like in the news or anything like that. Has this been stopped, or are they still getting money from people to give to God knows what? Because I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the big companies generating a lot of money from the public, and we don't know where it goes. It's not really, not really. I don't want to say too much. I'm just not a fan of that method.
I think there's also rednoseday.com, which is if you particularly want to donate for this year's appeal. Have you always been a strong champion of Comic Relief, Karl?
Not really.
Okay.
Why was I expecting that answer?
Well,
No.
but I mean, we're doing a bit of charity now. We're donating our time. It's not much. It's not costing anything.
But I do loads of stuff without going on about it. I don't think you should shout about the bits you do for charity, because then who are you doing it for?
Oh, exactly. I mean, well, this is my thing, isn't it? That there's a lot of people that only do it if it's in the public eye. It's to do it really to be a busybody or to show off or to feel good about themselves. And I suppose that's good and bad. I mean, if it gets you involved, if it does some good. My gift to the world has been you, Karl. To be quite honest.
Best gift ever.
I feel that you're the world now.
I'm sure there's people in Africa going, we prefer blankets.
Doing a wills charity, isn't it?
Is it?
Sort of.
I mean,
No, it is.
if you make a donation to a charity within the will, I suppose that's quite charitable. But
Do you
just
mean-
giving money to your relatives isn't, is it?
Of course it is.
Well,
They
it
shouldn't
is.
have it.
They're
They
getting
shouldn't-
something for nothing, but it's... I mean, I don't know. It's giving something away that you have no use for.
Exactly.
Also, it's about the cause, right? There should be a cause behind that. It's not just, well, I'm giving away the money because I'm not going to use it anymore, so it has to go to my kids now. Like, this is not charity, I think. It's an inheritance, right? I mean, charity is like you are trying to actually donate to a specific cause. But I don't think Karl is interested.
Yeah,
I mean,
but forget that. It's someone is getting something when
Yeah.
they've done nothing for it, really.
Well, it is. I suppose it is charity, but charity is usually infused with some sort of altruism. It's usually to do with giving a piece of something that is kindly because you could do with it. I mean, not strictly. I think you can give away something you don't need, but it's hardly donating a kidney, is it, or some of your wages? It's like it's not charity on your part because you're literally not around anymore. So it's no longer you giving it. It's just some
Yeah, but
money
I could
there
either
was.
give it them or not give it them. Once I'm dead and I've turned to mush, I shouldn't be worrying about Suzanne's mum getting a table.
Is that what
you
you're
know.
leaving her?
Well, I've called up my dad first.
Why are you
and said,
doing a will for the show?
because of this travel thing that I'm
Right, yeah.
doing, and it can get dangerous, you know.
But why haven't you done a will up to now?
Because you sort of, I don't know, I felt sort of young and free. Whereas now, I'm,
That's never two words I've associated with Karl. He's always seemed like a man who's in his late 50s.
Yeah,
and
exactly,
I've certainly
yeah.
never the idea that you're free.
It's more-
Even if we're just talking about the head alone, it's the head of a late 50-year-old.
Free of hair.
Yeah, totally free of fucking hair.
I'm sort of getting on first name terms with my doctor.
Oh, really?
Chatting more. Oh, what is it this time?
How's your middle finger?
You
Not
know.
too bad, Karl.
All that sort of thing. So it's just made me think.
Have you had that done for the will, by the way, for insurance
I think
and
you
stuff?
need to, don't you, for a will?
I think you do.
There's nothing on the
prostate
paper.
exam?
No.
No, listen, for insurance purposes, I think you need to have a testicular exam for testicular cancer. You're just leaving the high risk for testicular cancer, actually, and you're entering the high risk for prostate cancer.
And you can have both at the same time.
You could have both
the
at the same
examination
time,
at the same time.
if he's a very dexterous doctor.
I wouldn't want that.
Why? Too much like
It's just too much
playful.
going on. It's like someone juggling you.
Yeah, it's like being examined by Squiddly Diddly.
And so you said you called up your dad,
Called him up. I said, "Is there anything you want if I die?"
right? And presumably, you know, Suzanne, she's getting the lion's share.
She is. But then the fella who was on the end of the phone talking us through it all was going, "Oh, you should get married." I was going, "Oh, shut up." He's saying, "Well, it make things a lot easier when it comes to this." And it's like, well, that isn't a reason to get married, is it?
Well,
So she can have all my stuff. I said, "I've wrote on the bit of paper that she can have it. I'm not bothered. I'll be
What
dead."
did you wrote? What did you wrote?
You know, all that whatever we've got, she can have.
Yeah, great. That's fine. That's as good as a
Yeah.
marriage then, isn't
But
it?
it's something about tax. If you're not married, you have to hand over more.
Well, she'll get... yeah, I suppose if it's money, she'll pay tax on it.
Yeah. I think you get so much and then it's like ridiculous tax rate.
yeah.
But she's going, that's why we should get married. I'm going to be paying tax. I'm going, hang on a minute. She's already like thinking about money loss instead of me disappearing.
Yeah.
She's going, yeah, we should. I'm saying, look, you'll be getting a load of money. I said, if I die on this programme anyway, I'm insured. You'll
Yeah.
be getting about £1 million for that.
Yeah.
I said, so that's something you haven't got now.
Yeah.
Got nowhere near that now. I said, so even if you have to pay tax on that,
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be right to get married just in case I get killed.
Well, you are married, aren't you?
Well,
It's
then
as
you
good
may as well
as.
get the paperwork.
No, because then everyone wants a party.
don't
Everyone's
have to have a party, you can go
you
straight
do,
down the registry office.
honestly, people start going, oh, you should do this. I know it's not a proper wedding unless you do that.
Have your two sets of parents met?
No.
That'd be good, would it?
Well, I suppose it's the reason to, isn't it? At least if you're getting married, there's a reason for them to meet. At the moment, there's no reason for them to meet.
No.
They'd get on each other's nerves. My dad wouldn't get on with a mum.
Why?
Just wouldn't. She doesn't like me, so she won't like me dad. Because he's just an exaggerated version. So, I think it doesn't need to happen.
But you could just nip down the registry office, get it done and dusted, and you just phone up your folks and say, it's already happened, it's
I
too
said
late.
that. I said, listen, if we had to do it, I said if it was like we've got to do it for some reason, I said I'd do that. We can have it done by 2. You can be back in work for 3. Because at the end of the day, there's no, you know, we've known each other for years.
Yeah.
We're not going to suddenly turn into some sort of Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan film just because we've got married.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same, exactly the same.
Yeah.
Except she'd want a joint bank account or something. That's the only other thing that would probably change, and I don't like the idea of that.
Why?
Just, I like to know what's going on. There's enough people sticking their hand in my account, charity-wise and all that, without an extra hand going in.
Who happens to be the love of your life?
I'm not moaning about it, I'm just saying it works the way it is. You hear about people getting married, and it doesn't last. Adds extra pressure.
What pressure is it going to add? It's not going to add any pressure.
I suppose that you resent the fact that the only reason you would be getting married is because she gets your money after your death tax-free.
What if you gave her a series of challenges so that she sort
I
of earned
think
the right to have that
It
money?
just keeps her on her toes. Because whilst we're not married, it's easy to go, I'm sick of this. So it keeps it
Keeps
sort
her
of,
on her toes.
But it keeps us both sort
Because
of doing
you're
stuff.
such a find, she's got to
Yeah.
work hard to keep you, hasn't she?
What have you? You never do anything in order to sort of maintain this relationship, as far as I can tell. I'm not saying
Loads.
you're a bad man, but in terms of romantic Meg Ryan type stuff,
Right.
you never do anything.
Me and Jane were out with them and Suzanne the other night, right, at dinner, and honestly, he is so grumpy. He was saying about for Christmas, right? He said, "You've had a flaw. You've had a flaw." Now, what did that?
I like it, you know, like, this is not the first time. He always gives gifts that he will also use. That's true. It's like at dinner or something, you know, like our floor. It's always you're gonna use that too. She's not gonna be walking on that floor all by herself. You know, like, this is the kind of floor. Wow. I was gonna say, you know, it was interesting. He was talking about the party. You know, me and my wife, we got married. We didn't have a big party. We had a very small ceremony with just like the close family members. It was a little bit after the COVID, you know, so it was still, people weren't still very comfortable, you know, with large gatherings. But I don't think we would have, you know, like for us, it's like, well, the point is we want to get married. You know, we want to be married to each other. That's the first. Anything else is going to come after. Like you only discuss that afterwards. We know that whatever happens, we still want to be husband and wife. Like that's pretty much it. In Carl's case, it's kind of. I think Steve is right. I think Carl is just upset because of the way it came up. I think it's because of like, yeah, now you're thinking about the money and I'm gonna die like that. Yeah, he kind of has a point. Like, that shouldn't be the reason why he should bring up marriage, but he should have brought up marriage before that anyway. They've been together like since the beginning of time. Like this is just nothing's gonna change. You've been together forever. Like nothing, literally. Like you are already living as husband and wife. Just go on, you know. Yeah.
That mean?
We had a new floor put in
But how is that her floor?
because she wanted it.
But you walk on it too.
I paid for it. I don't understand what
But
you
don't
mean.
you understand that, like, you know, a romantic break or clothes or perfumes, you know, sort of things that are kind of indulgent for a lady. That's a gift, not
Yeah.
a new floor.
That is like something you give to some little African fella on Comic Relief. In fact, I think I saw it once. He didn't have a floor.
Exactly.
They built him a floor. I remember watching it with you, and they gave him a new pair of shoes and the floor. He went, hold on, floor or shoes, not both. When that tsunami hit, and it was like a month after Christmas, they showed that Britain had given £2 billion, right? He was going, that's enough. He said, before they were living in mud huts, now there's an Arndale centre. So you think charity is all right as long as people don't get above their station with charity?
I think it should be there as a little booster. Something's happened that they didn't expect. They're all a bit in shock. I don't think they'll feel bad because all they ever seem to do, these countries that are struggling, they never give anything back.
Right.
They've always got their hand out.
Right.
And it's been like that since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I remember.
This is the reason why I mentioned early on that I don't like these big companies, big organizations doing this on their own. Because honestly, I just don't think the money is reaching. I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid, you know, I don't know. The money just seems like it's not reaching. How long has this been going on? You tell me you haven't fixed any families? Not a single family? I want one family to come, you know, and say, like, you know what, our lives have been turned around thanks to this program, you know, this charity, you know, all the money has been coming in, and we managed to fix, like, the foundation of our whole existence, and we managed to, like, have a decent household, and we got better jobs, like, nothing. There's nothing. It's like it's been going on forever. So, of course, Carl and everyone else are going to have their doubts. Like what? Where's the money going? God damn it. That's all I have to say about that.
Being a kid, people knocking on the door, my mum going, "Don't look at the door, there's someone there." And we'd just pretend they weren't
Charity
there.
starts at home, not at your home.
No, but because it's all the time. I mean, my mum didn't like answering the door anyway, even if it was the pools man, she'd sort of say, "Don't move," and he might not see that we're here.
So you just froze where a man was at the door,
Well, you just, because the front room was near the door, so people
Right.
could see in.
right?
So you just sort of stayed there and pretend that either you
Well, so
can't hear
like
him.
some sort of predator, like they can't see if you don't move.
Well, even if he was peering in through the window and he could see you in there not moving.
So he looked through, and there was 3 people just frozen, right, like statues, right, just their eyes looking at him,
Yeah.
and him confused.
Well,
not-
they're clearly dead. I'll move on. There's obviously been a gas leak.
And did you say sitting or stand up, or did you sort of like throw yourself
No,
to
we
the
just,
floor?
we just sat on the, where you were, and you just stayed still.
But did he ever look in and see?
I don't know, because you didn't turn around, did you?
So you would pretend you couldn't hear the door.
It's the easiest, honestly, the amount of times people would come round, it's
Right.
either, it seemed to be the 80s, had a lot of it, because it was
Yeah.
all the Avon thing, wasn't it? It was perfume,
Yeah.
Tupperware.
What?
Tupperware.
Tupperware.
Yeah, the plastic boxes.
It's dishes for fat people. Here we go. Oh, these are big. Of course they are. They're for fat fuckers like you to eat out of.
There was the Pools man.
Right.
Just a lot of charity stuff. Just a lot. It seemed to be the time, the 80s, that they suddenly found out they can sort of scav money off people.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
give
there's
it
a
to
lot of scavving.
So that's why we used to ignore the
I
door.
just love this image of you.
Yeah, so
You're in
silent.
the lounge.
Yeah.
You're having a little boogie. It's Christmas. Someone's
Yeah.
tapping on the glass. Freeze. They just go, well, we'll move on.
Yeah.
Nothing here for us.
Hammer time. Silence. There's a. Okay, right. Let's do the scenario. I'm at the door. I can see you in there.
Ooh,
Might as well come open the door. Carl? Why are you staying so still? Are you trying to avoid me?
It's working.
Carl, your eyes are moving.
I like that this time I'm hearing this only, and there's nothing, there's no visual, there's no animated thing for me to look at. It's just like actual, literal silence and emptiness. You know, God knows what Carl looked like when he was frozen.
Can you come to the door, please?
I suppose in the end you've got to move
Carl, no, I'm going to stay here. I'm just going to stay here until you have to move.
No, he's not gonna move. He's got nothing. He's
Carl,
The podcast is all he has, really.
this is the most pointless podcast we've ever done. Me shouting your name and you pretending not to be here.
Nice.
Okay, and I'll move on then. Right.
It works.
Yeah.
Works
Okay.
perfectly.
Because
Brilliant.
once they've got you, that's the whole thing with charity. Once they've stopped you in the street, if you've stopped, that's it.
Keeps on going.
You're handing something over.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of times I've been stopped. I mean, the good thing now is you've got an iPod, so you can just either pretend you're on the phone or listen to music.
Or just stay very still. Just freeze. When someone says, "Can I trouble you?" Oh, he's totally frozen.
That would be amazing because they're normally in one spot, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's just
So
they're
as soon
carrying
as
on
they
selling,
stop you,
and you've got
you're
to
just
stay there for
freezing.
the rest of it outside Waitrose for 7 hours.
Yeah, it goes dark. Well, I've finished my shift. I'm off, and then you just see your eyes just see them walk away like that, and they all meet in their little tunics, and then you start walk. They look back, and you freeze, and then they walk on, and then you can go home 7 hours late.
If you would like to donate to Comic Relief, why not visit rednoseday.com.
Well, thank you.
Ever since I was young, I've always liked going in charity shops, particularly because, you know, you find sort of interesting old records in there. Never sort of gone in there to buy clothes and stuff, but, you know, books, whatever. And I was in a charity shop, you know, and I've patronised them for years, and I noticed out through the window there was like a paparazzi guy, and he was taking pictures of me through the window. That was a bit weird. And obviously the old ladies in there didn't have any idea who I was, so they just thought that was a bit strange. And then it was in one of the magazines, like the kind of celebrity magazines. It was, oh, here's Steve Merchant. You know, despite all the money he must have made from his various projects, he's still going in charity shops. And you just think, but sorry, how is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
What do you mean? How is that a bad thing? If you're buying, it's for people who need it, right? Like you're taking it from charity shops, because You need to, not because you want to, right? You don't have to. So what do you mean? How's that a bad thing? It's the most obvious bad thing ever.
I'm giving my money to a charity. Isn't that a noble cause?
Well, hold up. He's kind of, finding a loophole here. Like, okay, yeah, you're giving your money, but you can just donate money separately, give any amount you want, and go buy normal clothing for people in your, status, in your class, whatever the word is. He doesn't have to mix the two.
Obviously, that's not the reason I'm doing it. I'm doing it
To save 50p.
to save 50p, of course.
Hey,
But
thank you.
But they don't know
they
that.
don't know that.
No.
They
You won't be
don't know
going there
me.
and going, keep the change, love. You never have said that.
Never said that.
Never said that in your life.
No, occasionally I'll shoplift. I'm no mug. 70p? Don't you think that seems frustrating, though, that...
Yeah, but what do you expect? What are they going to do? They're not going to say Steve Merchant, Heart of Gold, are they?
I just thought all these things would slowly accumulate towards the OBE.
Yeah, I know. I think you've got to do a bit more than get Roger Whittaker's greatest hits for 10p.
My mum's always in them.
Nice.
And because my mum goes in them, my dad sort of got into going into them now because, the weather's not good or whatever, and he thinks rather than standing outside. He went in one, and he was after a jacket. Just like a, sort of a, casual but quite smart.
Yeah.
He's quite a big bloke, so it's difficult to find them, right? So he's in there, sees the jacket, goes, oh look, here's that sort of jacket that I'm after. Picks it up, tries it on, right, it fits, it's good this, isn't it? She's going, yeah, while she's looking at, a toad that you put money in or whatever.
Yeah.
So he gets to the counter, and it's got a price tag on it, £8, right? So he said, I'll give you £6. He had £6 in his pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you £6 for that. She went, no, it's £8. Now that's wrong, isn't it? That's a good price, and it's £6. They've got it for nothing,
Yeah.
and she wouldn't have any of it. He said, surely something's better than nothing. If you don't give me this for £6, it's going back on the hanger. And they said, no, sorry.
Yeah, but they might later sell it for £8.
But they might not, and it's been given to them for free.
Yeah,
So
but
what does it matter?
But the old
Who's
lady's
come
not...
up with the price of £8? Who is this?
Yeah.
But
They don't
she's
know how
not
much it's
haggling.
worth.
She's not there to haggle. Someone's priced it up, and she's just a volunteer who's
Maybe she thought of it that she was losing the charity £2 as opposed to gaining it £6.
But they haven't gained anything because he put it back on, and how many people want it? How many people are looking out for that jacket?
It might have been the principle. She might have thought, oh, you can't haggle when it's for charity.
It was a fair price. I give a lot of stuff to charity. A lot. Most of the time, just because it's nearer than the wheelie bin is. It's just a way of getting rid of garbage most of the time with me. Stick it all in a bin bag, good stuff on the top, the stuff that you're embarrassed about,
Yeah.
stick it in the bottom of the bag.
What are you
Run
embarrassed
in,
about?
Just old shoes, trainers,
some of the books you've written.
socks, underpants.
Socks. Underpants. You do not give underpants to charity.
Washed.
But who's gonna wash? I know, as opposed to just like peeling them off.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I don't know why you've got a problem with underpants, but shoes. You see, I'd
Who's
never buy
buying
shoes.
underpants from a charity shop, though? I mean, I don't care how low you are on the socioeconomic level.
I know.
You can get about 14 pairs for £1 in some places.
I know. I don't know who's buying underpants. I don't know who's buying your underpants. I definitely don't know.
I mean, if they were signed...
yeah.
That
Friends.
is something I like doing though. When I've given to charity, I like going past the shop and seeing if it made it in the window.
Any success?
Yeah, recently the one not far from here had me egg cups in the window. So it's like, oh look,
What, you've got a new set of egg cups, so you've got rid of your old ones?
yeah.
I don't think we've got any egg cups.
Haven't you?
No.
Why
I don't
not?
think so. I don't.
Don't have boiled eggs.
I can't imagine you... It would take... You'd be too impatient to boil an egg, Rick.
Well, yeah, I just don't. It's those things you think of never buying. Egg cups, a whisk.
No, but you do eventually.
I suppose you got to, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's things that were just always there when you grow up, isn't it? That you
Yeah.
have to go and you think of, but not second hand though.
But there's nothing wrong. Honestly, it's hardly. I mean, it's made the window space. That's how good it was. It had hardly been used, that egg cup, because it was a doubler, and I think they were quite small for the egg size that I get. I think they were made more for the small egg, and I have the large egg.
Right.
So it was never really
Just
used.
like your underpants.
But
Are you...
What a weirdly specific conversation. This may be the most specific conversation they've ever had. I mean, it's like I'm actually having trouble following you. What the hell? What are you talking about? Small egg, big egg? I mean, it went a little too deep. this went to a weird space, I think. Like, let's bring it back to the normal space.
Ever been a charity shopper, Rick?
Yeah. What I used to do a lot of was records and tapes and things like that. But it ended up sort of being ironic. It really ended up like getting, you know, something like Shane Rich's greatest hits.
Yeah.
And things like that.
A bit of a dilemma that my Auntie Nora had. She likes charity shops as well. She's got a neighbour. Went out to Graceland's, big Elvis fan.
Okay.
They came back. She said, how was Graceland's? They said, oh, it was brilliant. Best holiday we've ever had. Probably go back again.
Okay.
Back again. We've got a gift for you, right? They get out this clock, like a little sort of, it's like a Swiss, you know, the Swiss sort of, looks like a little
clock.
house, like a cuckoo clock. But on the hour, little Elvis comes out the top and goes, right? So she went, oh cheers. She's not really into Elvis, she's more into Jim Reeves and Glenn Campbell and stuff.
Yeah.
But what can you say? She said, oh thanks for that. She put it in, took it in the house.
Maybe they could get attachments. Maybe you get a little Jim Reeves to pop on the spring. Change it and you get like So Solid Crew. You can get a little So Solid Crew, and that pops out or whatever.
So anyway, it's in the house. She's thinking, I'm not going to put that up. It's not her sort of thing. So thinks, give it to charity.
Of course.
She goes down to the charity shop, gives them that, thinks nothing of it, goes off to the pub for an afternoon drink. Anyway, next day she's going out for an afternoon drink again. Passes the charity shop. It's in the window.
And the chances are her friends are going to pass by.
That was a dilemma.
Of course.
She had to buy it back.
That's brilliant. At a hugely inflated price. For those that are American listeners, Comic Relief here is a sort of it happens every other year, and you know people often do things in their workplace or at school. They can dress up, they can raise money in different fun ways, and we were told in a school assembly, it was Comic Relief next Friday, everyone has to come along dressed up in fancy dress to school on that day.
Has to.
Yeah, they said have to dress up. They said you pay 50p towards Comic Relief, and you have to pay £1 if you don't dress up. Right?
That's annoying, isn't it?
So of course I'm looking forward to this because, you know, I'm a sort of aspiring comedian and that. Get to dress up like a clown, right? Spent quite a lot of time getting the old clown outfit together.
What did that look like?
The shoes, obviously, I just wore my regular shoes.
Exactly, yeah.
But I had the red nose, a wig,
Wow.
you know, the whole deal. Big bow tie that my mum made for me, like.
Okay. At his height, that's gonna look terrifying. Sorry, like that's just not a normal size. Like he's gonna literally hover above the other like students, you know. Oh my god, that's not gonna look funny. It's gonna look scary. It's gonna look like a proper horror, at least a horror comedy, you know.
You know, I thought this is going to be the best day ever, right? Get to school, I want you to picture this scene, right? During the assembly in my class of 30. School uniform, school uniform, school uniform, school uniform, school uniform, school uniform. Lanky kid dressed as a clown. School uniform, school uniform, school uniform, school. There was 3 people in the entire school who dressed up.
But Steve, you're 50p out.
Yes, but then worse than that, it turns out I was furious because I looked like an utter dick. Obviously, it turns out that what happened, I don't know whether I'd missed this information, but apparently the headmaster must have had another assembly where he told people that he wasn't allowed to enforce that rule about making people pay
that's good.
Against their will.
Yeah.
So obviously no one showed up dressed like an utter dick except me and about 2 other knobs.
What disappoints me is that for a man who was a self-confessed aspiring comedian, you chose the least funny thing in the world to dress as.
Yeah.
Clowns are anti-comedy. They suck comedy out of the room. It's not.
You're right, and this is from a man who wanted to dress as Hitler at the Golden Globes.
No, that's
He knows funny costumes when he thinks.
Hey, excuse me, that's genius. I'm actually upset he didn't do that now. You know, that would be perfect. Knowing the crowd, that's gonna be even extra. You know, just gives it that extra, like, no, thank you, no, thank you. We don't want to see that. We don't want to have that on the podium and on the stage. Oh my
But you were saying about the guys who bother you in the street. Did I tell you that when I pretended to be foreign to try and get out of that? Did I tell you that story?
Amazing.
Because a technique I used to develop at university was whenever people bothered me in the street, I would pretend to be sort of generic foreign. I can't really do a foreign accent, but I would just be like if someone asked for directions, I was always worried about giving them the wrong directions, so I would just, sorry, I don't really, how you say, it's just kind of vague foreign.
Brilliant.
And I've periodically used this method throughout my life. And not so long ago, a guy stopped me with one of those charity tunics. And I sprang into my old trick. I was like, sorry, I don't...
An elderly Russian woman.
I don't know what voice that is. I don't know what accent
it went from vaguely French to sort of Eastern European beggar.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. And the guy, and I was like, I don't... he was, well, just let me explain to you about it. Sorry, I'm not from... and the guy...
This world.
Yeah.
I am from planet Snork.
And the guy said, are you Stephen Merchant?
No.
Swear to God.
Not when you were famous.
Oh yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, because it hadn't occurred to me. It was like a lapse of concentration.
God.
It was a lapse of concentration because
And did your bow tie spin round and you squirted in the water and ran away? That's what I'd have done.
because it's one of those things where you don't always remember that you've been on the. It's not like I instantly remembered that.
Amazing.
So he says, "Are you Stephen Merchant?" And then you're at this position where you've got to go. Either you've got to admit what you did, or you've got to carry on the lie. And I chose the second one. So I was kind of like, I don't know who that is. What?
Imagine how ridiculous that is. Like, how many people do you think look like Steve Merchant, have his exact height, are in that area where he was, getting noticed by people in that area who know who he is? Like it's impossible. Like you cannot be anyone else. His face and his whole body and his whole everything go against him. No way, you can't do that. God, it's just like it's even worse than that. Oh my God. It's just the fact that he was trying to get out of things is also, it's already has. That's a whole other topic.
I don't know what you're... And he was like, oh God, really? You look a lot like him. I was going, I've never heard... I don't...
In fact, you are Stephen Merchant. Freeze.
I'm always getting stopped for I mean, there's so many charities now. Anything. I think that's the other problem, actually, that there's so many now. Years ago, a problem wouldn't have been a problem, whereas today it's someone's got this problem, someone's got OCD, and we're collecting for that.
Right.
It's not just starving people anymore; it's everything.
Yeah.
One little fault, they're out there with a clipboard.
Yeah, a lot of new diseases have cropped up, particularly for these sort of rich and famous diseases that really third world people do not suffer from.
So I was in W.H. Smith's probably buying a Valentine's card.
Oh, okay.
So there you go, you see. So I do a bit. And
is this the cheapest one you've got, love?
and I bought a big bar of like Galaxy.
Oh, cheaper than a box of chocolates, but yeah, still nice.
For me, that, because they had an offer on, right?
Oh,
this is what I'm saying.
Okay, she's getting a card, isn't she?
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I felt awkward because she could see that, he must have some money.
What, a big bar of
Because
Galaxy
you could afford some chocolate.
Well, it was like an impulse buy thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So she's thinking, he's got money to burn.
Yeah.
So at first I didn't know who she was.
There's a guy over here buying a big bar of Galaxy and a small card. Follow him.
So she's there. I'm thinking she just works in W.H. Smith's. Yeah. Morning, sir. All right, how's it going? Oh, have you got a minute? So I'm thinking, is it W.H. Smith saying, how often do you buy the Galaxy? Because they always do sort of surveys and stuff. So she said, you like chocolate? I went, yeah. She said, yeah, I'll have a chocolate. Right? Oh. Little chocolate.
Yeah.
I ate it. Yeah, then she goes, right, are you aware of the problems in the world? So I'm thinking, what's this? You see, they've been clever there.
Yes.
I can't say no and walk off without a bit of chocolate.
Sure.
Right.
So,
why don't you freeze? Just freeze.
We're closing up now. We're closing the shop.
So I said, there's loads of problems. I'm sick of it. So she says...
no, not yours, sir. There are some people who are starving.
Yeah, and I explained to her, I said, listen, I've got loads of these charities. Every month. I said, my bank account is literally... Because I don't use my current bank account that much. So you look at it, with a statement, it's like, Tools for Africa.
Right.
help the aged, deaf kids. There's another one.
.com, deafkids.com.
There's loads.
Is Tools for Africa when they send people like Carl over to help out?
Yeah, that is comic relief. Tools for Africa is another name for comic relief if you watch it.
So anyway, I said I do all this. She's going, oh, that's very good of you, but you know, we need your money as well. So she's saying, but just as much as you can afford. You know, every little helps and everything. I've been here all day. Look, as you can see, I haven't had much luck. It's not that busy in the shop. Blah blah. Oh, all right then, right. So I give her the details. She looks at the amount. She goes, right, now the options are, you can tick the £5 box, the £10 box, the £20 box, the £50 box. This is a monthly payment.
Right.
She said, well, I'll put you down for a tenner. Forget the fiver. She just leapfrogged that straight away.
Yeah.
And you can't go back, can you? Because then you feel bad.
Sure.
To sort of go, well, you've got a £5 one there.
No, you can. And I would, to be honest. If I was like, well, you know what, I can't afford to pay like the 10 every month, I would go for the 5, you know. Say, no, thank you, I'll choose the 5. I don't know. Like, this is what I understand. That's her method, you know. Like, you know, you get a little extra, but it doesn't matter. Like the money is the money. Like, you can't pay more than what you can pay. So, yeah, I would do that.
Tick that one.
Yeah.
She can see I've got the chocolate, sort of wasting my money on things that aren't necessary when there's people dying around the world.
Yeah.
I said, right, yeah, tenner, fine. And, you know, I filled it all out. I left the shop.
Yep.
Spent more on that than I did on the card and the chocolate.
Right. So you spent under £10 then, basically.
So I get home and everything. Forget about it. I keep seeing these statements going out. It looks like Gandhi's bank account. The amount of stuff I'm giving away for charities.
Sure.
I forget about it though. Forget it. I'm doing my bit for charity. I should feel good about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, something kicks off in the world.
Right.
Ring, 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 ring. Oh. Hello. Is that Mr. Pilkington? Straight away, I'm thinking, oh, who's this? This isn't good.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. It's so and so charity.
Right.
Are you aware of the problems in the world? I said, yes, I am. There's lots of them. Yeah, but have you heard about the latest one? I said, yeah. She went, well, I'm just calling up to say thanks for the donation that you give us every month, but it's not enough. Oh. So I said, yeah, well, I think I give enough. I said, you're not the only ones here. I said, I've got 5 charities on the go here.
Yeah.
I said, you know, I've give you what I can afford. Yeah. She's going, yeah, but let me just tell you about the problems. There's so many people missing here. This is bad. These are dying. Da, da, da. I'm going, I know. I was told all this when I signed up, and I agreed to that amount. Yeah. The £10 that I said I'm happy to give you, that's what I can afford. Call some other people up who aren't giving you a tenner. Yeah. She goes, no, but we haven't got their numbers, you know, and we understand that you're a supporter of our charity, and, you know, just a little bit more will help. I said, listen, I can't. I've given you that amount. If you want, if it's not enough, let's stop the direct debit now. Right. I said, if it's not helping you, let's can it, and I'll give it to deafkids.com. I said, because they're not calling up mithering. No. Well, they can. That's a good thing with them. So she said, no, I don't want to do that. I said, well, that's it then. And she wouldn't let it go. And in the end, she got an extra £1.50 off me.
Right. Oh, no, that's ridiculous.
But that shouldn't be allowed. I think they should have, like, 1 year where they go, this year, you know, hungry people. Right. Next year, people with a limp. Or just like they do with the China thing, with the year of the cat, year of the rabbit. It's very clear. Yeah. It's that year. That's who we're helping this year. Right. If you've got that problem, it's your year. You're going to have a good one.
And who decides?
Right. Just have some meeting. Just have a meeting.
But who gets together in the meeting?
What would be the first year? What would be the first year? This year?
Right, well, we'd look at it and we'd go, right, what are we hearing a lot of problems about? And someone goes, so-and-so's hungry. Go, right, are we all in? Are we in to give this lot food? And we're not just going to give them food.
So it's not everyone who's hungry, it's specific people. So it's like hungry...
Starving, people who are starving. If someone goes, oh, I've got, I don't know, what's another problem?
Adenoids.
Me kid's deaf. Well, maybe next year. Maybe next year. It's not your turn this time. We can't help everyone at once. Because that's life, isn't it? You've got to give and take in your own life. There's things that I want, I can't have, I do without, have something else
but
that's
there's
more
so many
important.
Causes that
but
it could wait 20 years before your charity
I know,
comes
but
around.
what can you do then? Because we're not sorting it all out anyway.
I'm paraplegic.
Right?
Oh, I need help really bad. I'm paraplegic.
But so does everyone else.
Well, why are you giving it to the hungry now?
Because if we don't help the hungry now,
right,
they can't wait. You can wait.
Right. Oh God, I'm blind.
Is this a different person now?
Yeah, I'm blind.
Right. Well, you're not hungry though, are you?
Well, a bit peckish.
Yeah, well,
Where's the fridge? I can't find the fridge. Can you help me to the fridge? Otherwise I'll be hungry as well. I'm blind and hungry. I'm blind and hungry because I don't know where the fridge is.
who's let you in?
But Karl, this is just—it's
Just
a
some
chaotic
order.
idea. It's
It's
a chaotic
not.
because people who are hungry, there's always going to be people who are hungry.
Yeah, but then
you're not going to just because there's always going to be new people.
Yeah.
But I sort the problem out.
They've eaten all the food. It doesn't last forever, the food,
but
Karl.
I sort it out properly.
How do you sort it out?
Because I'll go, right, not only are we just giving you food,
Right.
we're giving you some seeds. We're giving you a pan.
What,
We're
you
giving
think they haven't
Let
thought
me
of
hear
that?
the theory, please.
Sort it out. Don't just give food. That's going to run out.
Right.
Give them a proper... You see, the problem is, there's companies who jump on the back of all... Do you know when I was in the
Okay.
jungle? When
Right,
I was
yeah.
in the jungle,
Yeah.
right? On that travel thing.
Yeah.
I was in that tribe, right? Now, some company had given that tribe a laptop because it makes them look good. They can send out a press release. Well done to so-and-so computers. They supplied the tribe in, out at Amazon with a computer.
Hold up, though. We're getting this news from Karl, though. I mean, can we trust this source? Because from him, he just says they gave them a laptop. For any person thinking, like, why would they give a laptop to like a tribe? Maybe there's something else. Maybe it was a completely different thing. And Karl, like it went through the Karl filter and it came out as they gave the tribe the laptop. So I can't trust this example. Sorry.
Saw it, they were using it as a breadboard because they don't know what it is. They've got no electric, it's useless to them.
Right.
And that's what charity does.
Right.
Companies use it to make them look good. When I was there and I really needed to go to the toilet, I was thinking, tribe, I wonder what their toilet facilities are like, right? Thinking it might be better than just doing it in a hole. Surely they've built a toilet. They're not stupid people. They kill animals. They know what they're doing. They know how to cook. Surely they've built some sort of unit.
No, they still do the whole.
Turns out they don't. They still do it in a hole. But some company had been there, some plumbing firm, and given them a toilet, right? The bloke who was, the producer who was out there, he said, "Oh, you'll be happy. There's a toilet round the back there." I'm thinking, "Oh, brilliant." I go round there. It is a toilet, but it's not plumbed in.
Sure.
So it's just a vase with shit in it. It doesn't work, and this is what we need to do. We need to get out there and say, this is how it works. Educate them.
Okay, so let's do this then. So it's just with the seeds. You're not giving them a... so I'm a starving African. Hello, Karl. Have you got any food? Got any food? Got any sandwiches?
Well, I
I'm
have,
starving.
but if I give you my sandwich,
Yeah.
there's someone else behind you, and
Okay.
they'll all come out.
So what are you going to do then? What are you going to do?
I'm going to help you.
How? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna make you think about how to make food.
Oh, okay, right.
Have you ever grown anything before?
No.
Right, well, here's some seeds for potatoes.
Brilliant. Oh, thanks, Karl. See you later. Do I just put them in the ground, yeah?
Put them in the ground and water them.
Oh, there's no water, you dopey cunt.
There is some water.
No, there's no water, you dopey cunt. That's why we're starving, you dopey cunt.
Right, well, at that point, that's where I go, well, this is a lost cause here.
Right.
Because there's no point.
Can I have your
So
sandwich
then-
after all?
No,
or
you're
what?
not having it. You're
right,
not having it now.
so not only can I have a sandwich, you give me seeds with no water, you useless, bald-headed fucking twonk.
Right, but all I've done there is made the mistake of the computer firm who's given a laptop to a tribe. It's
Right.
useless.
Right.
But there's got to be another way round this.
Go on, then.
Either move,
Right.
because every year they're going to be queuing up saying, "I'm hungry, give me a sandwich." No, you're not having another sandwich.
The anger.
Once again, it's an utterly ill-informed discussion.
I'm just saying, there's no point queuing up every year. Do you want a sandwich? Here's a sandwich.
But Karl,
The next year, can I have a sandwich? Where's your brother? He died. It's not sorting anything. It's buying him an extra day, an extra month or something.
But
It's
Karl, the
pointless.
point is, like Ricky's just flagged up, is that some of these countries, the conditions,
He died!
the conditions are not there to just be able to plant potato seeds.
So what are they meant to do then? Do you think we should go out every month, every year with sandwiches? Is that your answer, like some sort of buffet, an all-you-can-eat thing once a year?
Oh, God!
You see, it is bad. I don't want to come across harsh. They've got nothing. We waste stuff here. Waste annoys me just as much.
Right.
When I see sandwich shops chucking stuff out in bin bags, binning it,
Yeah.
when there's people out there who are hungry, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I don't understand.
Right.
It's a problem that isn't being solved.
So your conclusion for these people, because there's no water where they are, right, is move. That is your honest they should
Well,
move.
well, what's your solution?
Well, I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't even pretend to know.
Well, at least Karl has given something, you know. I mean, yeah, they need to. Either you're gonna have to completely just restructure their whole environment, make it something where they can grow all, you know, some sort of a crop, so some kind of sustenance can be, you know, grown and raised in there, or you move them, and God knows where you're gonna move them to, because nobody seems to want, you know. Like, I don't think anywhere in the world people are happy when somebody's like, hey, listen, we brought these people over from the other place. Yeah, just make a little space, okay? Like I don't think anybody likes that, to be honest. So yeah, it is a dilemma, but at least Karl is suggesting something, you know. Ricky's just like washing his whole hands with the whole thing. So,
But
I tell you, it's not just it's sticking a, what's that saying? I don't know. It's sort of sticking a plaster over a hole or something, and the plaster comes off. It's a problem again.
Yeah, that's the same. Yeah,
it's the same.
I think that was Mark Twain. No,
sounds more like candy. If you would like to donate to Comic Relief, why not visit rednoseday.com.
oh, I've got to tell you something, Steve, that cropped up
Go on.
when we were at dinner the other night. Karl said the most exciting words. He said, "I've had another film idea."
Wow.
oh, okay.
Does it star Clive Warren?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, I remember.
He's gone bigger than that.
Wow.
Carl, tell him the film idea.
Yeah, but you slagged it off on that.
No, I was just trying to. We were all chipping in, saying, "Well, that, you know, they're all trying to help."
No, Suzanne. You see, you had a go, and then Suzanne thought, "Oh, I'm going to have a go here as well." If I'd have told her that at home, she'd just go, "Yeah, that'd be that." But suddenly, James chipping in. Everybody was having a go. Yeah, I didn't see anyone else coming up with anything.
Well, they didn't realise it was a script editing meeting.
Yeah, they just thought it was a dinner.
They're just saying, "Oh, that, you know."
No, I'll tell you why it cropped up. I saw it. It was another thing in that free paper.
Yep.
It was something about, you know, the way we're advancing fast,
Right.
which reminded me of the, you know, my film, The Love of Two Brains and stuff.
How's that? Is that being made yet? Have you had any?
And it was just saying, you know, about how bodies can get reused. In a way, recycling
Sure.
is the ultimate.
What did it
recycling.
say about that though? Because you didn't go into that. What
It was hinting at bodies being reused.
When you say hinting, you
Well, it
saw a bit of
didn't-
a headline, didn't read on.
no, what?
And made the rest up in your head.
No, it was scientists saying in the future. It's that old
Right.
thing. In the future, this is what we'll be able to do.
Do you mean like Frankenstein being reused, old body parts fusing
Yeah,
together?
but that was
or-
all different. It was like a short arm and a long leg, and that. This is a full body.
Right. So pitch the film idea to me.
Yeah.
Sell it to me like I'm a Hollywood executive. Sell me the film.
Right. Well, I'd probably tell you about the science facts there that
Okay.
I've read. That
Okay, let's start from scratch then. Thank you so much, Karl, for coming in. We heard there was a rumour that you're dealing with a British film company about a thing with a man with two brains with a guy called Clive Warren who we haven't heard of, but Rebecca De Mornay we're very excited about because she wouldn't be a lot to get, so this film wouldn't cost much.
Right. So, like I say, I've read they're going to be sort of the ultimate in recycling. If anything happens to the brain, they can reuse the body. You've
Okay.
got to remember that. By the time this film is made, that's probably going to be bigger news.
Fantastic.
So it'd be great if it can coincide.
Okay.
No, we love
with
the
that.
fact we love this sort of research. We love this level of research. It's exciting.
So what I was thinking is, I'm picturing probably. It doesn't matter. It's not as fixed. It doesn't have to be this person. But I'm thinking Tom Cruise.
Okay. Cruisy. Yeah.
Excellent.
Lucky the morning,
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
And the way it works is.
Do you know Tom, by the way, or have you got an in there, or
Okay, I remember this now.
No.
Okay.
no?
Okay, but
well,
you
It's,
just no.
I,
You,
I think
you
it's the
describe
sort of film
that would
that
appeal to Tom.
he'd sort of be into. I think it would
Okay.
excite him.
okay,
Great. Okay.
great.
So
have you ordered coffees? Did Cheryl get you a coffee?
yeah.
Oh, okay, that's great.
So
Are you hungry at all? Do you want to?
No.
No, great.
So
Cheryl, I might have a tea actually. Cheryl, if you could.
will we wait for the teas before she comes in?
She'll
'Cause
just
once
sneak
this is
in.
flowing.
She will be very quiet. She'll be like a doorman. She won't even know she's coming.
Okay.
You've got your coffee. I don't need tea. You don't want anything.
No, I'm fine,
Okay.
thanks.
Go.
Actually, I will have a tea, actually.
2T show.
Okay, go.
Right.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Is there
Shut the
sugar?
door.
Sorry, is there sugar in this show? 'Cause that's-
I'll put it in there. Go, shut the door behind you. Thank you. Okay.
Go.
All the way. Go.
Tom Cruise. So I got Tom Cruise. That's what I've pictured so far.
You know, if they had done this during the XFM days, we would never get that film idea out of Karl. Impossible. He would have, at this point, he would have been like, forget it. And he just played the music. And Ricky would just yell at her. It's like, no, don't press the... But luckily enough, this is a podcast, so they can do this for as long as they want, and he'll still sit there and take it, you know?
He's just done Mission Impossible 7
Right.
in this film.
Oh, in
Hold up. Have we reached Mission Impossible 7? Surely they've done 7 by now, right? Mission Impossible 7. I mean, I swear, I only remember like the first 3, I think. You know, so it's like 4, 5, 6. I'm sure they've done 7, right? Whoa. I mean, okay, so now we can actually do Karl's idea.
the film.
So he's playing himself.
No, what you're seeing on the screen is Mission Impossible 7. Like I say, if we don't get Cruise, it can be Bourne Identity, and it can
Okay.
be what's it?
Yeah.
Oh, so if we get Cruise, he is playing himself,
Yeah.
and he's just made
and in this film, he's just made Mission Impossible 7. It's the future, is it? This
No, what you're seeing
right?
is Mission Impossible 7 on the screen.
So I've gone into the cinema, and I think I'm going in to see Mission Impossible 7, or I'm going in knowing it's this film.
Yeah.
So
you know,
I'm going
you
in
know.
to see.
Okay, what's this film called?
I haven't got a title yet.
We'll just call it Karl Pilkington Project 2.
Right.
Okay, KP2.
So you go in. The opening thing is Mission Impossible 7. You think I've
Listen
seen
to
this?
it. Yeah,
I
I've seen
thought it was just KP2.
Yeah,
I couldn't
I'm
see
confused,
KP2.
yeah.
Excuse me. I came here to see KP2. No, this is not the film I came to see. I'm talking to the usher. No, this is the film. It just what you're seeing is Mission Impossible 7. I don't understand.
Right, listen. So what happens is then it sort of pans out. You
Yeah.
see it's a telly.
Ah.
There's a bloke watching
Mission Impossible 7.
Right. His girlfriend's watching it going, oh, I love Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
He's there going, I can't be doing with him. He's
So it
overrated.
is set in the future, though, this, because we're assuming that he's made 7, so this is a...
Yeah.
How far in the future is it?
Well, when will Mission Impossible 7 be made?
I don't know. Probably about 2 years, the way it's going.
Right, so, yeah, 2013.
Okay.
Right? And this is already... This is underway, then, is it? This
it's
a practice
3
of
years from there.
recycling the body.
So confused.
Yeah, by then it's well known that it's out there
All
as,
right.
as scientific.
Let's not get bogged down in a lot of these
Yeah,
things we
yeah,
can iron out,
absolutely.
as I say in the script.
So you see
developments.
Mission Impossible 7 on the
Cheryl, are any
screen.
of those biscuits still knocking around?
Do you want to do this meeting?
Yes, I do. Sorry, he's a bit
Sorry.
easily distracted, but I will have a biscuit as well, Cheryl. Okay, I've been watching the film. It's Mission Impossible 7. It's pulled out. There's a guy in his room, in his lounge
His
with
girlfriend's
his girlfriend.
watching it. She's
Yes.
loving it. She's a fan
She
of
loves
Tom
Tom
Cruise.
Cruise, right?
Right.
He's a little bit niggled. He wanted to watch something else.
Sure.
She decided on the DVD. He sat there annoyed. I can't be dealing with Tom Cruise. I can't believe they've made 7 of these films.
Right.
He's a rubbish actor. I should be the actor. You know, I've been doing acting for years.
But he's not an actor. He's
Well, he is.
okay.
But he hasn't quite made it.
I
He's
see.
in pantos. He's sending a lot of demos off, but he's just
It's
not
funny
being
because I
seen.
remember this was one of our notes to make it more plausible, this film, because you didn't have him as an actor before, did you?
Yeah, well, this is how it works, isn't it?
Right, interesting.
Yeah, well, you two don't know about that meeting, do you?
Right, okay.
So
Right.
forget
So
that.
he's a struggling actor.
So what happens is next day they get up, right?
Yeah.
She's still going on about Tom Cruise.
Loves him.
Thinks I'm sick of him. Right? She loves him.
Got my biscuits gone in my teeth.
My God, enough!
Just hang on, let me just think.
Twat. Can I get the spoon, please? Can I-
Yeah,
my
sure.
biscuit-
Yeah.
Oh, it's all
probably
gone
be
It's all
better.
soggy.
soggy.
Oh, that's soggy.
Cheryl, can we get some more of those biscuits in here, please?
Do you want to weigh more? Or?
Yeah, I'd love to
Yeah,
hear
no,
more,
I'd love to
please.
hear more,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
conscious
Can we-
that Colin Firth's coming in. He's won an Oscar, so
And he's got an idea
yeah.
about a prince with a
Right.
cleft palate.
Anyway, listen. So, what happens is he gets so annoyed with his girlfriend liking Tom Cruise. He plans to kill him.
So he plans to kill Tom
Wow,
Cruise.
this is new. I've
Now,
never
this man is a drumming actor. He's obviously based in the UK because he's in Panto. So he flies to Hollywood.
No, the equivalent. of that.
Oh, he's based
sort
in
of-
the he's based in
yeah,
America.
he's a bit part player.
Yep.
So he sees Tom Cruise. He kills him somehow. Now it's some way.
Right, how does he kill him? Because this is all new to me.
I don't want to put everything down on
again,
paper. This is just a rough
in the original
idea.
pitch in the restaurant, Tom Cruise just dies on the set of Mission Impossible
I
7.
see, right.
Yeah.
Oh
Which-
yeah. Yeah,
Right,
that's right.
okay.
Oh, hang on.
So
Okay, right.
he dies in the film in Mission Impossible 7. They're doing
Right.
that thing on the strings.
Right.
He cuts, he lands.
Right.
His body is in perfect condition.
hold on.
But how is she watching the
The
film?
film, yeah. Did they put it out even after Tom Cruise
No,
died?
no, sorry. He was filming Mission Impossible 8.
So he's okay. So
He's filming the next one.
They filmed the next one. Mission Impossible. Okay, sure.
He's annoyed. He's going, I can't believe they're making more of these films.
Right.
I can't get a gig. And yet
Yeah.
they're churning this crap out.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's on his springs,
On his wires, yeah.
on his wires.
Yeah.
An accident
Spring
happens.
sounds better. He's bouncing around.
like a baby growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The strings cut, smash. Tom Cruise dead.
Right.
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 The bloke hears this on the radio, on the news.
Yeah.
The girlfriend's fella hears it on the news. He can't believe it. He's like, yeah.
Ooh.
Takes his eye off the road a little bit in the celebration. Truck plows into the car. Right?
So he's killed as well.
Well, is he?
Okay.
Okay.
Little interlude. Fades up. Comes out of. You're seeing it out of his eyes. You see his eyes sort of opening. You know when you're seeing out the eyes,
yeah,
you
yeah,
see the
yeah,
eyelids,
yeah.
and you see his girlfriend there, sort of looking at him like a bit startled.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going, "Oh, what happened?" And she's going, "It's all right, it's all right." And he's going, "Oh, get me a mirror." She's going, "I don't want to get you a mirror yet.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. What's going on?
You've had a bad accident."
Oh, probably terribly disfigured as he.
This is what he's thinking. Oh, how
Yeah.
bad do I look?
Scarred,
you know,
burned.
You know,
Yeah.
you fancied that Tom Cruise. Am I gone the other way? She's going, "It's all right, it's all right."
Right.
It can't be relevant though that Tom Cruise was killed at the same time. I don't need to think about Tom Cruise. I'll put him out of my mind.
Okay, go on.
Put him out of my mind.
Anyway,
What's he going to look
all
like?
mirrors out of the room and everything. He's just learning to walk. He's going, "Why can't I look in a mirror?" And the doctor's going, "There's no point.
Yeah.
Right,
No
okay.
point. You've got to get used to this body." He's going, "What do you mean?"
It's great that Tom Cruise did a small cameo at the
This
beginning
is
of
good
this
as
film.
well because we're seeing it through the. What's the voice like, by the way? The bloke's voice.
It's the same.
Just the same as it was
Oh, is it?
earlier. So the whole thing is through his eyes. I haven't seen his face.
No.
Then he gets walking. It's
Yeah.
almost time to go home.
Yep.
His girlfriend comes in.
Yep.
It's her job to tell him the new news.
Oh
the
my god,
shocking
what
news.
is the news?
She says, "There's the mirror. Look in there." He looks in it.
Yeah.
He's Tom Cruise
Right.
because he had his accident on the set. He
Yeah.
had the accident. They ended up in the hospital.
Right.
Quick! We've got to act quick. This is the time. This is the future
Right.
where they use
Where they can use body again.
bodies, all the rest of it.
So Tom Cruise is dead.
Tom Cruise dead. This
But
bloke
he's just a
Brian.
body. His body's squashed, but what's his name? Brian.
Yeah.
But Brian's brain's in Tom Cruise's body. Just a donor body. He just happens to
Just
look.
happened to. That's how
Yeah,
it is.
it's just meat. It's
just
Tom-
like a lung donor,
exactly.
a heart donor.
Yeah.
It's
so
just
so this is
timing.
Brian. He just looks like Tom Cruise now. He's got Tom Cruise's flesh.
Is that really a ridiculous idea? I mean, I've seen so much Netflix crap now. Is it really a bad idea? It's exactly what I see on those shows. I've seen it the other day. I watched a movie called Black Box, and it gave me the same vibe as what Carl's saying. You know, it had almost the same vibe. Like I felt like this is one of Carl's ideas when I was watching it. I'm not gonna say, you know, I'm not gonna spoil that movie, but it's clearly a made-for-streaming network movie, and you can see it in there's something about it. It's fun watch, you know. It's a fun watch, but you can't expect too much of it. And this is how I feel about this. It's like, yeah, they can easily make that. Yeah, why not? Replace Tom Cruise with just a generic big shot, you know, like fictional big shot action movie actor. You know, you don't have to put actual Tom Cruise. You can put just generic. Oh, like in the movie, you can say, hey, this is like the equivalent of Tom Cruise in that movie. And yeah, you will believe it. Yeah, you won't even care. You're gonna watch the movie and like, yeah, of course, yeah, they had the accident at the same time. They needed to move fast, and you know, for some reason the blood types and the body and the bone structure and everything matches for some reason. you know. And yeah, they had to do the operation real quick, you know. And then that's why, yeah, now he looks like that big shot actor. In a way, it's a little bit like Face Off as well. You know, Face Off might be a little bit better, you know, but but it's still, it's like there's a nucleus of a movie idea there. I can't say that there isn't, considering the quality of today's programs. You know, maybe in the time when they made this podcast, like that was a little bit like, that's a little too low quality, you know. But today, oh my God, it's exactly what they want to make. So, you know, that's another thing that Karl won over the years.
Basically, yeah.
Now, at first, initially, he's annoyed.
But his
like
voice,
going,
the voice is still the same as his was, even though it's got Tom Cruise's mouth.
It's got a bit of both.
A little bit different.
Who's doing it? But okay, sorry, just practically, who is doing the voiceover then for the?
It's Tom now.
So
He's
Tom's
acting.
sort of doing an impression of this actor.
Brian's inside Tom.
His name is Brian, but when you look at it on the telly, when the camera whoozes round,
Yeah.
and you see him sat in his bed, it's Tom Cruise.
Sure.
Right. Okay.
His girlfriend's
Voice.
over the moon because she loves Tom Cruise.
Right.
He's gutted because he couldn't stand him. He can't stand the films. He's thinking,
Yeah, but
"Oh,
he must be thinking, I look like Tom Cruise, one of the most loved actors of his generation.
No,
And he's
you'd
also a
think
good-looking
so,
bloke.
but he's not because he's in shock. Remember,
Right.
he was expecting to see himself, and when he looks in the mirror, he's
Yeah,
seeing
no, it must
someone
be
else.
shocking. Yeah.
So
That voice
he's
is-
going, I can't stand this, and she's going, calm down, you'll get used to it. I don't want to get used to it. And she's sort of saying, look, you're alive.
Right.
Stop moaning.
Yeah.
Brian, stop moaning, Brian.
Um,
She's calling him Brian, I assume.
she says,
And
yeah,
Tom Cruise just had a sort of donor card that allowed his body to be given away, did it?
Yeah, it's the future.
Right.
This is 2013, Steve. Things have changed.
Clearly.
Right. What's his
but
girlfriend's name?
Claire,
Claire and Brian. Okay, great. Just a different body, just a slightly different look.
All
Just
right,
like-
so
yeah, right.
he's seen that he looks like Tom Cruise. He's shocked, but he's getting used to it?
he doesn't look like him. He is him.
Okay.
No,
right.
he's not him. He's Brian, isn't he?
Yeah, but to most people, it's
Yeah,
when he
he
leaves
thinks-
when he
Yeah, but he's
leaves
not
the
him.
hospital.
They go, all right, Tom. I thought you were
They're all
dead.
going, it's Tom, and he's going,
Really?
oh yeah, and he's going, oh, I knew this would happen. It's doing me head in.
Are there paparazzi? Do the paparazzi
No,
think it's Tom?
no. there's
Let
no
him
pap-
explain, sorry, Rick,
Okay,
because you've
so
heard this. I want to
weird,
hear
though.
this story.
This is weird though, because so he looks like Tom Cruise.
So he wheels
Let him
out. He's in a
finish it.
wheelchair.
Okay.
He's going, I'm sick of this. The other patients are going, Tom, I thought you were dead. And he's
Yeah.
going,
Right.
yeah. And he's annoyed. He gets in the car. He gets out there
Right.
and he sees a poster up on the side of the road
Right.
for Mission Impossible 8.
It's hold on though. It's finished. I thought he died while they were filming
It's not
it.
finished. But now, these days, he's shouting about films before they're made.
Okay,
It's like Lord of the
Really?
Rings, isn't it? Yeah, they're going, Lord of the Rings is in the making. And they're going,
Wow.
brilliant, and all the
But
hype
they
and
put the
everything.
poster up even after.
Seems premature.
No, the poster.
But nobody from Lord of the Rings died during production. that makes it different, you know. Also, I think like since Karl said all this, I think Alec Baldwin may have a differing view about this. By the way, I think he will be like I don't think so, Karl. I don't think they will shout out about the movie if production is stopped because someone died on it. You know, like God.
was already up.
That
They
seems
haven't put it up.
premature, given that a
Well,
man
coming-
died during the production.
Doesn't matter.
I've taken the posters down,
No,
but
it's
then I
all-
don't work in Hollywood.
Right.
So the poster's up there, and he sees it as he's in the car driving past,
Yeah.
and he thinks that can't be finished.
That makes sense, yeah.
They both look at each other. This is your chance. You wanted to be an actor. This is the chance.
Yeah.
Right.
Go back to the studio. So he goes in. Hello, you don't know me, and they go, oh, we think we
Who's
do.
this?
And they go, no, you don't. I'm Brian. Tom
Right.
died on your film set.
Well, they must
Presume-
know that. They must know
Tom
that Tom
Cruise
Cruise
died.
is dead. Because his family must have been
All right,
notified.
if you want, it makes no difference. We can tweak the script.
Right. You have, because before he was a plumber, by the way. It was a plumber who was turning up going, I'm going to finish Mission Impossible 8. So that was the
I much prefer that.
That's even better.
And I can sort out your lavatory.
You get the idea.
Right, no, we don't get the idea. So this is, Brian has turned up looking like Tom Cruise. He said the film company, right, who must know that Tom Cruise died on their film set. What were they going to do when
They
they
would
got
have
the
had to wrap it up. They would have
Well,
had
no,
to
what?
say,
You said they put the posters are up.
yes, the posters are up before they'd even finished
So they're
filming it.
cancelling the film until he walks in.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, so they are cancelling the film.
They're cancelling it.
Okay, so we're afraid that production has stopped on Mr. Impossible 8 due to the death of Tom Cruise.
Hang on a minute.
What?
I'm Brian.
Who's Brian? Oh my God, you look exactly like Tom Cruise. Oh, have they done that thing where they put Brian's brain in Tom Cruise's body?
Yeah.
Ah, but it's not Tom Cruise. You can't act like him.
I'm an actor.
Yeah, but he was good because he was like one of the best actors.
He's not that good. I never rated him.
Yeah, but a lot of people did. And
A lot of people didn't. So
Right.
let me bring in a new audience for you, eh? I can bring a bit to this.
Right.
So the film people. So just tell me what happens. Do they sign up the new guy? They
But
sign
is
up
it in
Brian?
the news? It must be in the news that
But
Tom
are they
Cruise
pretending that it's really Tom
died. No,
and
they
that Tom
can't do that.
survived?
They can't do that.
No.
But they're quite
So
unscrupulous.
they've
these
told
Hollywood
the
people.
world that Brian is taking over. Brian, right? He used to be a plumber, but
This
it's
is
now.
Brian, who
Yeah.
has no surname.
Brian
Fine,
has no
right, he's
sense,
like
just
Madonna
Brian.
or Cher.
Exactly. Yeah.
This-
So Brian, right? Is that Brian?
But
with
it's above the title. Brian
I bet,
in.
I bet it's Brian with a Y.
Brian
Right.
with a Y
Right.
in
Brian.
Mission Impossible 8.
This won't work. Where's Tom Cruise? It's not the same.
So this, of course, gives it a boost because
Right.
The
People wanna
flagging
see- people
franchise
wanna
has
see how
been
good Brian is.
rejuvenated.
the
Yeah.
press, the news that's
Yeah.
out there,
Yeah.
Tom Cruise and his new film.
Well, it's not Tom Cruise. They can't say that.
Well, it is though. When you look at it and you go, "Oh, it's Tom Cruise."
Well, no, you got to say a bloke that looks like Tom Cruise.
The body
And
of
his
Tom
new-
Cruise.
Yeah.
The acting ability of Brian. In a new movie.
Mission Impossible 8, starring the bones and skin and stuff of Tom Cruise with Brian's brain.
Forget
Do
it.
you like Tom Cruise's face, but not his acting? Then you'll enjoy Mission Impossible 8.
Can't be bothered.
Oh, Mission Impossible 8 from the people who brought you the first 7 and the hair of the bloke who was in the first 7, but with Brian doing all the lines. It's Brian. It's some gun I've never heard of on the 7th sequel.
No, wait, sorry, I really want to hear the ending of this movie. Please let me ask questions. You had your chance to ask him questions.
Right.
So where are we in a sort of 90-minute running time of a movie? Where are we now in the film? Are we about 2/3 of the way through?
We're close to the end. I'd
Okay,
say.
so
close to the
Mission
end.
Impossible 8
20
has been
minutes.
made. So what's the end of our movie? Not of Mission Impossible 8, but the movie you're making. What's the ending there?
Do we ever get to see him in Mission
I
Impossible
think,
8?
yeah, but I think what happens is he becomes the person who he never liked.
Tom Cruise?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
And it's. I just want to get across the moral that who are we? Are we the people in our body or the people we look like? What's important in life? Is it the way you look or the way you think? And he changes because he looks like Tom Cruise. He becomes the man he never liked.
But you see, to me, just from the outsider's point of view, even if I was to accept all the other premise of this movie, which is clearly horseshit, what would have been more interesting is that they don't tell the world that it's a new guy, that they tell the world it's Tom and that they've brought him back to life.
He'll have that.
That seems more interesting because
he
then
dropped
there's
the plumber.
tension. They're lying to the world, and this guy, he's getting the glory that he always wanted as an actor, but he's
Steve, stop rewriting the script. Okay, that's it. We have the perfect script. We don't need to change a thing. If we're not trying to make this a good movie, we're trying to make a Carl movie.
lying, and that's a more interesting tension. Is he going to declare, actually, I'm not really Tom, I'm Brian, I've been lying to you all, and that seems like a more interesting dilemma. Instead, we've brought back the walking corpse of Tom Cruise with another man's mind. I mean,
But I think
if the
people-
whole world's accepting of that,
Yeah.
No, but you do want to see that. I think a lot of people would just want to see it for that morbid factor of my God.
yeah, but this is. You mean they want to see your film because of this morbid factor?
Yeah, this is a fiction.
This is a fiction. This didn't really happen. You mean the final act of the film is us seeing Mission Impossible 8, starring the real Tom Cruise playing just his own cadaver, and I mean it's an Oscar-winning performance from Tom. I don't know how he's keeping in check who he is.
What's his girlfriend think of this?
Who's
Brian's.
He forgot.
she's loving it, isn't she? Because she always liked Tom Cruise. She's over
What
the
did
moon.
Brian look like, just out of interest?
He's just sort of an older looking.
Well, who would play him? Who would play him in this film?
Probably. It's got to be American. I'm not that. What's his name? The bloke who was in Cheers, probably.
Ted
Ted
Danson.
Danson.
Ted Danson.
So Ted Danson is Brian. So Claire, right?
This is so confusing because Ted Danson's supposed to be someone that we've never heard of, even though he's Ted Danson, and Tom Cruise is playing himself, the famous actor Tom Cruise, who is now inhabited by Ted Danson, who's not Ted Danson.
Ted Danson as Brian.
Ted Danson as Brian, as Tom Cruise, as Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible 8.
Nice.
Wow.
So have you got a title yet?
No. No, I just wanted to know if you're in.
Surely the
Come to
wife
meeting.
of Brian.
The wife of Brian.
Who's played Claire?
It's like Monty Python.
Well, I'm up for you. You know, that's why I've come to you. I thought
There's
you'd
an
know.
obvious suggestion.
Okay, so-
Rebecca
okay.
De Mornay.
Okay.
She is so hot after The Love of a Brain or whatever it was called.
You wanna go where everybody knows your name? It's Brian. Well, that's about it for this special free guide to in aid of Red Nose Day, Comic Relief.
If you have enjoyed this, or even if you haven't, please make a contribution, big or small, to Comic Relief. You can visit rednoseday.com to do that. We'd appreciate it. Little Richard Curtis would appreciate it. He's definitely going to get an OBE at some point,
Definitely
if not
now.
a knighthood.
Yeah, give him both. Carl, look at it this way. Supposing people come to this, they didn't like The Office, Extras, me, Steve, Idiot Abroad, the Ricky Gervais Show. They didn't like any of that, but they thought, hold on, they're doing something for charity. I'll check this out. They've had a whale of a time. They've laughed at everything. They're going to go and buy all the guides, still available on iTunes now.
That is shameless.
James Blake.
Also, I'm doing a live stand-up comedy tour at the end of the year.
You can check out the details on rickygervais.com.
Hey.
Just do something for charity, or not. It's up to you. So it's goodbye from me, Ricky Gervais, and thank you. Goodbye from Stephen Merchant,
Goodbye.
and from the little round-headed buffoon that is Karl Pilkington. It's a goodbye.
All right.
Well, you know, it was interesting there because Steve did stand-up. Maybe I should check out some of his stand-up, actually. I already did the, reaction to Hello Ladies, the TV show, the sitcom. That was funny, actually. But stand-up, I don't remember. Stephen Merchant stand-up. I should check that out, actually. But yeah, I mean, the majority of this particular episode was the film idea, which, it's not even, like I said, it's not even that much of a bad idea now. It's kind of a sad realization that things, the quality has gone down so low that it's just like, yeah, you can make any idea you want. Doesn't matter. We'll put a small budget to it. We'll get a couple of familiar names, Yeah, and we'll make it like, yeah, it's a low budget movie, and you just put some people in some rooms and they talk, and I need to make one of those movies myself, actually. I am a screenwriter, so maybe I should. I have written quite a few scripts, but it's just time is a major issue for me. I just cannot seem to find the time to do all the projects that I want. But eventually I will get to that. And maybe I will make the equivalent of Carl's film idea, and this day and age, it'll work, and it'll be a big hit, because why not? It's apparently, the parameters have changed. And yeah, charity, yeah? Well, I've said what I said about the big companies and why I don't like donating to those. I am perfectly fine donating to local, if there are small things, if a small group of people, and preferably even them, then yeah, you know exactly where your money is going to go, and you know how it's going to be used, But yeah, otherwise, the bigger they are, the more hesitant I am to make those donations. Well, I think we are done. I think we have finished all the podcasts, the Ricky Gervais Guide to podcasts. This was the last one, I believe. And yeah, we have done it. So I have officially now reacted to the XFM. I have reacted to the Ricky Gervais show, the animated version. I have reacted to the Ricky Gervais Guide 2. What's left? I think I've covered everything. I don't think there's anything left from the trio, even An Idiot Abroad. You know, I've done the first season of Morning of Life. First episode of the second season wasn't that good, but maybe I should give it another chance and do the second episode of the second season. You know, that would go on the Patreon, by the way. A lot of the stuff is going to go on the Patreon because YouTube is not very nice with the copyright. So, yeah, it has to go on the Patreon. Especially full episodes and full shows. Some of the stuff is going to stay here on the YouTube. But yeah, overall, this was delightful though. This is so good. I mean, it's kind of like a bittersweet because it's like, yeah, I'm finished, but then it's like, yeah, I finished, but now I have less Karl now, less Karl content. Other than the shows that he did as well. Wait a minute, there's one I'm forgetting. Is it called Sick of It? Sick of It. There's one he did that is, I think it's him, like it's his show. It's not The Morning of Life. It's something like, it's like a sitcom. You know, I think it's called Sick of It. Maybe that should go next. Actually, I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. For now, I am just happy to have enjoyed all of the Karl stuff and all the XFM-esque stuff. Yeah. And we shall see what goes on next on the channel. If you like any of this, please actually press the like button, leave a comment, do whatever, all the YouTube things. I don't know what the other rest are. Check out the Patreon for the full shows. Some of them have not even ended up on the YouTube because I can't, because they keep taking them down. And yeah, that's it for now. Until next time, bye.